Good evening, YouTube. This is David Lyle. I'm here at the Pheasant Lane Mall, parked in one of the electric vehicle charging stations, just providing some tips for my fellow owners of electric and plug-in hybrid vehicles on what to do at these stations. This is all my opinion, and you're welcome to your own personal opinion. But things to always remember when you arrive at the station. Always use the best tower for you to use. If you've got a Bolt or a vehicle that can use the level 3 or level 4 charging, use those, because the people who own the Chevy Volts and the older EVs, they can only use the tower with the level 2. By using the level 2, because it's free, is a little inconsiderate to other users. So because that we've got that vehicle, we can't use the newer technology. We have to rely on the older technology. Now, when you do get to a station, since the level 2 charging does take a while, and I'm not a sponsored by, and I don't, so I'm not paid by any of the app companies, but I use the PlugShare app to let you know that I'm using that station and when I will be leaving that location. It can be stressful when there's only one station, but 3 or 4 people who need to use that station, but they don't know when it's going to be opened up. You could be waiting an hour and a half to 2 hours by simply logging into the PlugShare app. If my vehicle is here, there's a good chance you're going to notice when I'm going to be probably full up and leave. So you can park in one of the non-EV spots, get yourself a cup of coffee at the Starbucks or a pizza at Blaze Pizza, and wait for the spot to open up and do some shopping. Or you might choose to come back later. That's completely your decision. But the thing you want to look to do is to be as considerate possible to your fellow EV owners. We've got a larger community than we think, and the need for the level 2 stations is greater. If the station, like the one at the Burlington Mall in Massachusetts, is constantly in use, go to the customer service desk, go to the management office, and let them know it's in use. The more they hear it, the more of the demand they see to use these, to get more stations for the level 2 installed on site. Now, me personally, I think the malls that have a heavy demand, like the Burlington Mall in Burlington, Massachusetts, should have probably another setup at each of the major entrances to the mall. Pheasant Lane Mall, on the other hand, they could probably use 1 or 2 more blue towers in the setup they have right now outside Buffalo Wild Wings. That's completely up to them. But the more they hear it, the more they know that it needs to be done. So this is what we need to do, and we need to be courteous to our fellow EV owners. These vehicles are going to be the next generation. Yes, more and more vehicles are going to have the level 3 or the fast charging ability. But for now, there's a good number of vehicles that are on the standard charge. One thing to always bear in mind when you own an EV is, where's the nearest station? Can you have one where you live? If you can, if you live in a condo or an apartment complex, speak with a condo board or the apartment management office to find out if they're planning to install a station or two at your location. This will provide you with that additional resource to plug in. If your employer has one of these stations, do it there. It's your decision. It's not just a station to be there and not used. You're showing them that there is a need for this station. The more the property owners hear, I've got an electric vehicle, where can I plug in? The more they know that there's a demand for the use. Now, if you'll notice, I'm in my car right now, and I'm plugged in at the station, but I'm not moving. I'm doing this just for the added to show you that these stations are used. When I was coming out to get ready to film this, there was another person waiting in line to use this station, but I let him know I'll be here till a certain time to charge up my battery to full, and he was okay with that. He may or may not still be at the mall, but because I use the PlugShare app, any EV owner can go and say, okay, that station is currently in use, and he told us he'd be here till a certain time. Okay, we now know that station's going to be in use till that time. Just be on top of it. Don't say, hey, you got a level 2 vehicle, you're using the level 2 station, I need to use it. Remember, that person may not have a charging station at home, and they may be reliant on commercial stations to charge their battery. The best thing we can do is be courteous and conscientious to other EV owners. If we're not, we're only doing more harm than good to ourselves. It's a community that is growing. It's a community that needs more demand, and places like the Pheasant Lane Mall or the Burlington Mall, even the AMC and Showcase Cinemas, or even the IMAX, Jordan IMAX, need to know that these stations are needed if you're going to be somewhere for a while. For instance, if you're going to a movie theater, that is the best place for a theater to have a station. It's going to mean that I go and see a new movie, but I can drive there, plug my vehicle in. The theater can charge for the use of the station. They've got the stations all have that ability. And now, by the time I get out of the movie, my car's fully charged, and I killed some time at the theater. That's completely up to the theater to choose to do, but I would strongly recommend that they start adding some of the EV stations when they start doing their property owners start doing the renovations of the parking lots. Request EV stations be installed. Now, keeping a level 2 station is great. If you have a Tesla, you can use the level 2 because most Teslas come with the adapter for the level 2 from Tesla's proprietary outlet. Or you can use the Tesla supercharger stations, such as the one at the Hooksett rest stop in Hooksett, New Hampshire, off of I-93. This is what we need to do. This is how we make the community better. This is how we show the country that this technology is accepted. It's necessary for forward motion in our society. What can we do to be better custodians of this technology and say it is needed? We're going to treat it right. We're going to be respectful of it, and we're not going to abuse it. We're not going to damage it. We're not going to destroy it. We're going to be the best people we can in this community. We're going to be conscientious of our fellow drivers, and we're going to be considerate of them. If we have a vehicle that can use the fast charging stations, let's use those fast charging stations. If we have a vehicle that cannot use the fast charging stations, leave it open, or use your level 2. And if you see someone with a vehicle that can use the fast charging using the level 2, be considerate of that person. If you approach them, be like, hey, can your vehicle use the fast charging? If they say, are you aware your vehicle can use the fast charging? Be like, yeah. If they say yes, be like, how come you didn't? Because the reason why is if there's a cost disparity between the free level 2 station and the paid fast charge stations, people are going to go with the free station, which is going to make it a little less considerate to the level 2 vehicle owners. It is their vehicle that can now not charge. So the situation is up to you. What are you going to do as an owner? Can you be responsible and considerate to your fellow owners? Yes. But that's all you need to do, really. Anything more is just being inconsiderate. So with that, I do want to thank you for your time, and you have a great day.